Pizza, Buzz Lightyear,
Toy Story.
Toy Story.
What do you think of it? Did you like it?
It was good for Buzz Lightyear.
Should we see it again?
Yeah.
What's going on, friends? Logan Myerz here for Cinephellas.com. I'm really excited to talk about the next film I'm about to review. Is a huge day for me and my son. The intro of this video, that was him and myself talking about Toy Story 4. It was the first time we took him to a movie in the movie theater. He loves, watching, Pixar animated films and stuff at home, but the first time taking him to the movie theater, he had an absolute blast. I shed a little tear, creating this memory of his first experience going to the movie theaters, and hopefully he becomes a huge, movie junkie like us here at Cinephellas. It was really cool spending time with him. I'll put some pictures up here of Bodie from the movie theater, but that's what me and my dad did. My dad took me to my first movie probably when I was his age, like 4 or 5, and just falling in love with movies. And obviously, how many years later, all the movie tattoos and all the videos I post about reviews and things like that, how much movies are a big part of my life, really inspire me, really keep me going. It's just a really beautiful thing that my dad and I had, and being a kid, and then passing on that tradition to my son that's 4. So really looking forward to going to the theater with him again. And we both had a great time with this, and my wife as well. So Toy Story 4, the first in 95. I remember being a young kid, seeing that with my parents, and just really loving this world they created. Pixar put them on the map. Until this day, the best animation studio out there, and they really pushed the bar in this film. The animation is top notch. Just crazy just to think about 25 years ago this film came out, introducing Woody, played by Tom Hanks, Buzz Lightyear, and introducing Rex and Ham and Bo Peep and Slinky and all the characters, Mr. Potato Head, all the characters we've grown to love over 3 films they put out in this series. And this time around, just another excellent entry in this franchise, the final chapter, supposedly, Toy Story franchise. I was really surprised when they released, hey, they're putting out another Toy Story movie. It was kind of on the down low. Nobody really knew much about it. Them releasing a poster saying, hey, it's coming. We got another Toy Story film. So really excited about this for some time, and diving into this movie. The story is a young Bonnie. She acquires all of Andy's toys. Andy's older, went to college, as we remember from the other films, and she has all these toys that, obviously come to life. All our favorites are still around. There's a joke in the beginning of the film of seeing Woody. He's kind of left in the closet. Bonnie doesn't play with him as much, and he gets like dust bunnies because he's sitting there for so long. There's a lot of great comedy in this film, a lot of great dialogue. Again, the storytelling, the script, and these films are always pretty top notch, and this time around is definitely another good example of how to write a good story. With that being said, young Bonnie goes to kindergarten, to her orientation, and she can't take her toys with her, but somehow Woody, gets in her backpack and goes on this adventure with her where she creates a new character in the film, which I thought was pretty funny. His name's Forky, which I thought was really hilarious. He's a big part of the movie, and Woody sees him, and they hit it off, being toys together. And Forky is basically Bonnie's favorite toy. She made this at kindergarten. She's having a rough time. She's kind of crying, being away from home and starting school as young kids are. Throughout the rest of the film, Bonnie and her family goes on this road trip. Bonnie brings all of her toys. Buzz Lightyear is back. My favorite, Tim Allen, one of my favorite actors, honestly, of the 90s. Loved Home Improvement. Loved him in this character, and a really great voice actor, and I thought he did a great job with Buzz Lightyear, finding his inner voice, or inner conscience, as they say in the film. A lot of great comedic scenes with him and Woody again. And they have a great friendship. It's really great seeing the original gangsters of Toy Story, Woody and Buzz Lightyear, Tim Allen and Tom Hanks voicing these characters, and showing this relationship, how it's changed over the years as the kids have gotten older. Their relationship is grown stronger, it seems like. They park in this RV park, and it introduces this antique store that Woody goes into with Forky, looking for another old character from the first film, and they come across these really scary characters, and this is where Toy Story 4 turns into like a straight up Goosebumps like horror movie. We're introduced to these like ventriloquist dummies that are really creepy, kind of reminded me of Dead Silence, the James Wan movie. just old like 1950s, you know, dummies. And this other character, which is like their leader, she was made like back in the 40s or 50s. So she's been around, she's been at this antique store, you know, have a kid pick them up and take them home with them because they've never experienced that love, that relationship that a young child has with a toy. So they come off like really evil in the beginning of the film when we have Woody and Forky coming across them, and things don't turn out so great for Forky, but you see her real story, why she is the way she is, and very creepy at times. And my son actually got scared a few times with these dummies and her, and I don't know, just something eerie about it. I love how they threw in that like horror movie element to Toy Story 4. And it really caught me off guard. Did not expect that, but I really dug how they threw that into the film. I would say Woody and Bo Peep returning. You kind of have this chemistry. They've been friends forever. She hasn't been around. She's been on the go. She's been traveling the world, and he meets up with her at this RV park. And they're really the great stand-up performances of this film, I believe. I mean, the supporting cast of this film, the introduction, a bunch of new characters, is really phenomenal. But I thought Woody and Bo Peep did a phenomenal job of this story, and I love how it all comes down to them at the very end of the film. A really good send-off for this franchise. And I just love what they got into through this film, putting their heads together. It comes down to this antique store, and like I said, it introduces a lot of new characters that I absolutely loved. My man, John Wick, Duke Kaboom, voiced by Keanu Reeves. I thought he was so great in this role. Like a Daredevil stunt toy from Canada, so they threw in like the Canadian flag and things like that. And he had this like traumatizing experience, and he's like really terrible at riding his motorcycle these days. And other new characters I really had a great time with was Ducky and Bunny. They were in a few of the trailers released for this film, voiced by Key and Peele, the comedic duo that are so hilarious and have the best chemistry when it comes to like coming up with stuff. And obviously, if you guys have seen the show on Comedy Central, it's phenomenal. They're hilarious. A really great duo, and it was interesting how they voiced these characters, Ducky and Bunny, and how they're part of this adventure revolving around this antique store. But what I absolutely loved about this film, again, is the story and the messages and the themes that they come up with in the final chapter, and a nice send-off in the franchise. You know, Woody struggling with a lot of things, finding purpose in life. I think this is symbolic for a lot of things in you know, normal people's lives, adults, kids, grandparents, you know, finding purpose, you know, finding fulfillment, happiness, doing everything you can to be a good person. So there's a lot of great messages here, and seeing how Woody kind of struggles with this. He kind of lives in the past of, you know, talking about, you know, all this nostalgic memories of being Andy's toy. But Toy Story 4 is a film you guys must support. If you guys are huge fans of Pixar, this is, again, another beautiful entry into their ongoing catalog of great animated films. And the way that the movie was crafted, the animation is, you know, a lot better from the first film. Obviously, they just keep getting better and better, and their team, visual effects, you know, animation, all those people do a kick-ass job, and definitely worthy of, you know, Oscar nomination. And again, the storytelling of this, of, you know, the characters that we've grown to love being a new kid's toys, and some of them being left out, and them going on this adventure, and definitely one of the best entries in the franchise, and a really great send-off and a great ending. But overall, I love the cast of this film. I love seeing all the original characters that I grew up on, you know, seeing the first film to the final one, and seeing Woody and Buzz Lightyear back, and introducing, you know, Keanu Reeves' character and Key and Peele, and the list goes on and on. Just beautiful animation, beautiful storytelling. It was a great memory going to the movie theater with my son for the first time, and him seeing a film for the first time in this huge screen, and his eyes being huge, and just really involved in the storytelling and laughing and just having a great time. So that's something I'll never forget. So overall, I'm going to give Toy Story 4 a 5 out of 5 toy hair pieces. So I want to hear from you guys. What did you guys think of the final entry in the Toy Story franchise, Toy Story 4? What did you like about it? What didn't you like about it? Let us know in the comments below. And don't forget to hit subscribe. This is Logan Myerz signing out. My favorite group of toys here, Buzz and Woody. Until the next movie review. Cheers!